Hey guys, and welcome to game number 69 of my 100 game rematch series against the AI-powered Scrabble bot BestBot. It was a pretty tough week last week, 2 losses, so we fall back to 4 games behind the bot, hoping for a better week this week, and an interesting opening rack here. Definitely not the best in terms of the number of vowels I have, but I do have the blank, which is, of course, very good, so hopefully I'll be able to play something like a Gee, A-G-E-E, and then bingo on my next turn. But BestBot is first, so we'll wait and see what it does and go from there. I don't believe there are any possible 8-letter words that I could get regardless of what BestBot opens for me. So, like I said, probably going to be looking to play small here and clear out some vowels, but let's wait and see what the bot does. Okay, so the bot plays guard for 18. Like I said, it doesn't look like there are going to be any playable bingos for me here, so want to try to get rid of a bunch of these vowels. Gee here is an option. I don't love how much it gives back, though. Opening an E in the double-double line, putting an E below a triple letter score, and also opening up some high-scoring 5s to the triple word score on the center-right part of the board, so that's a little bit risky. I might go with this instead. It does keep an extra vowel, which is not ideal, but it gives back so much less to the bot that I think that's got to be worth the slightly worse leave. And it is 4 more points, too. Having the blank makes AEI a bit more palatable. As long as I can draw 2 consonants, then I'm in very good shape to bingo. I think just given the defensive merit, this is probably fine. I don't see a good way to get rid of 3 vowels here that doesn't either score like nothing or give something significant back. So I'm going to go ahead and play this. Okay. There should be something here, I would think. I see Peculia with a blank C immediately, so I could play that there for 69. I could also play it with Dep, but probably don't want to do that. Takes it back R, of course, for Peculiar. Alright, so Zit, where'd my E go? Okay, that was strange. So the bot does hit 46. So obviously I could still play Peculia with ZD, and I very well might, but I want to at least look and see if I have a double-double through the T, because that would be a bit better if such a thing were there. Capitula doesn't work. Platitude is too long. I'm just kind of going through the alphabet in my head here. There's also pupillage through the G with a second P. Not the right play, with Peculia scoring more, but just worth pointing out. Yeah, I don't think I see anything through that T. I'm going to look for maybe another 15 seconds or so, and then I'll just settle for Peculia. Yeah, that U makes this rack a little bit more difficult to work with than it might seem at first to be. Alright, I think I've spent enough time here. I'm going to go ahead and play Peculia for 81, and I draw poorly. The S is good, but that's a lot of I's and O's, so I might be looking at a trade here just to offload a lot of this. Trade I-I-O-O, perhaps. But of course we'll have to wait and see what BestBot does. It's certainly possible that it could be correct to play through this, but I'm going to need a way to get rid of a decent chunk of those vowels. There's no way, I mean, I don't think OI is worth it. This leave is, sure, if I draw like 2 consonants or a vowel and a consonant in the right combination, I could bingo or have something decent, especially with the ING to the G in guard, but there's just too often, well, now it's not even available, yeah. I mean, there's just too often that I end up with 5 vowels again, or just all these one-pointers that don't do anything. So yeah, now almost certainly a trade. Wow, Odia for 7. So the bot is probably very close to a bingo. It might be bingoing with Peculiar on its next turn. Hard to say. Alright. Well, I guess I think I'm going to just stick to my plan and trade 4 here. Looks pretty reasonable to me. Wow, now I get a whole bunch of consonants. Pull MNVX. Not really what I wanted, although the X does play nicely next to the O of Odie. I can play Minx there for about 40, 38, clearing out 3 consonants, and I have it under here as a backup. So not a good draw here, but I'll at least have some options. I guess I could also play Vex here for 26 or Mix. Okay. Lied for 15. Interesting. Yeah, the bot must be just very close to a bingo. It's not typical for BestBot to be scoring this few points multiple turns in a row. Vixen doesn't triple the X. Meninx. Cool word, but not a good play. Yeah, I think Minx and Ox is still looking pretty strong here. Clearly better than Mix. Clearly better than Vex. Yeah, I mean, it's 38 points. NSV with a floating E and a floating I is actually not terrible. So as long as I can draw 2 vowels here, I'm in pretty good shape. I think let's do that. Not exactly the draw I was hoping for once again, although at least I do have that U with my Q. So Query... Oh, Query's still going to fit. Okay, well, the bad news is the bot bingo, but the good news is now Query plays for 60. Honestly, guys, I don't think there's any reason to think anymore here. Like, if I'm in the tournament, I'm playing this in 5 seconds. I mean, there's just no way that can possibly not be the right move. So I'm still up despite bot hitting D array. Yeah, this is going to be... I'm surprised it's not even more of a constant heavy pool, honestly. And the bot bingos again with Bitsier. Okay. So it goes up by about 50. Do I have anything? I guess I might just have to play like Nosh. It's 44. OVY, not a great leave. Well, I don't want to commit to that immediately, though. There are still 2 S's left, so I don't hate the idea of parting with my S. Is it worth it to play Hoy for 32, though? I mean, this leave is not all that amazing either. Taking out the spot next to the M does have some value. Anything from this T, like with TH or something? Thune? That's not a word. Okay. Anything maybe that puts the O here that saves the S? Not really. Hyson, that doesn't play because of NI. Huh. Yeah, I'm still leaning towards Nosh, I feel like. It's 12 more points. And I mean, I just don't think... Also, I don't really want to play Hoy and open an A hook I don't have too. That's not great. And to me, NOSV is just not even that good. Yeah, this is a tough call here. It's got to be between Nosh and Hoy. I don't see any other options, at least that I've noticed, that look worth considering at all. Yeah, I mean, it's 12 more points. OVY is certainly not great, but it does have some scoring potential if I draw reasonably well. Like I said, I like taking out that spot, too, for easy 40-point plays for the bot. Alright, I'm going to go with Nosh. Man, some very clunky draws I've been getting this game. 3 O's now on my rack. Bot plays Fop. Okay, so it plays where I was considering playing there before. Maybe play Boyo. Taboo. That still keeps OVY, though, again, which isn't great. I wish Yop were a word. Boyo there would be a great play. Boo here is playable for 25. Probably better than Taboo. Yeah, the pool is trending a little consonant heavy now, so keeping the A is probably a good thing. I'm not really down all that much. I have some time here, which is good. Anything with... I guess I could also play Boyo here. I don't think that's a good play. Yeah, that also gives back a ton of overlaps down the M column. I don't really want to do that. I think Boo is better. The Y actually is not a terrible tile here, because it absorbs consonants pretty well, and it actually doesn't go that terribly with the V either. There are a decent number of words ending in VY that'll play nicely next to the B. There's also Ohm here. That doesn't look like a great play. Yeah, another tricky turn. Definitely several options here that are playable. Still leaning towards Boo. That was 25 points, right? Yeah, it's not horrible, honestly. I mean, 25 points with this rack keeping AOVY, which I'm not here to say is a good leave, but isn't horrendous. Isn't too bad. I think it's still better than Taboo. It's an extra point, and I do think I like keeping the A. Oh, you know, I'm close. I just noticed I'm close to Vanguard. Huh. I mean, I don't think that's a big enough deal to try to... Although, actually, Boo still saves the potential, right? I mean, if I draw an N, I could hit Vanguard. Yeah, I mean, Boyo gives me a slightly better shot, but that's not worth it to get rid of the Y and also open that big scoring spot. Yeah, I think I like Boo. It's not a very exciting play, but I just don't think with this rack there are going to be a whole lot of exciting plays happening. So, let's do it. Hey, I hit Vanguard. Okay, so that is certainly going to be an option. 39. That leave is dicey, though, although at least it's a constant heavy pull. Yeah, this is a leave where you do not want any more vowels than you already have. All right, Jowing. Yeah, I mean, I'm far from confident that Vanguard is the best play here. Let's see. Something here? This is an attractive spot to try to use. Unfortunately, that's not a word. Envoy. Could do this. At least Vanguard saves that, too. There's only one O left. So it's not that likely the bot's going to be able to overlap there. How about this T? I still have some time here, so let's not rush this. I'm like down about a tempo, but I'm really not down much. There's not a whole lot, and it is still a pretty significantly constant heavy pull. So Vanguard is not, again, as clunky of a leave, or it doesn't keep as clunky of a leave as it might otherwise. There's just not much from this T. Tony is bad. I mean, it's a word, but it's not a good play. Envoy. I think Vanguard's got to be better for 10 more. I think Vanguard's better than Yahei. Again, it's a lot more points. I mean, Vanguard is not going to get blocked. Like, that's the one thing about Yahei, potentially, is that there's no way, right, that Vanguard gets blocked. Unless the bot also has it. Which is extraordinarily unlikely. Yeah, it's kind of a question of which of these two leaves is more likely to improve. I mean, AVON, you're going to, unless you luck into a bingo, it's going to be hard to get something better than Vanguard. I feel like I could definitely do better than Yahei after this. If I get a good overlap here, or maybe something from this T, I think I'm going to play Vanguard immediately. I think this is probably the right call. If it were a Val heavy pool, I might feel otherwise, but with a constant heavy pool, I think this is probably the way to go, but it's certainly debatable. Also, if there were more O's, I might want to take out the spot. With just one O, I'm not too concerned about the bot playing there. Yeah, it's tough. I'm going to go ahead and play this. All right, that was a nice draw. I don't think I have a bingo, but that's a nice... Oh, come on. Dang it. There's still plenty of space, though, for me to come back. There's a lot of bingo lines, so this game is far from over. Almost dairy, man. All right. I can certainly do yo. I mean, this is a fantastic leave. I'm down enough, I would probably, and especially the constant heavy pull, I would probably drop the D. Those 7 points are, I'm down 79. Yeah, I'd want those points. So yeah, that looks decent. Yod for 32, keeping AEMR, which is a fantastic leave. Do I have any... I mean, I don't want to keep the Y, because things changed after the bot just bingoed. Right now, I feel like I got a bingo. I almost certainly have to bingo. So now I don't want the Y anymore, because it's more of a scoring tile than a bingo tile. Yeah, I don't... Unfortunately, like, this would be great if I could do something here, but I don't think I can. Your... It doesn't even score much more than Yod. No, that's way worse. The leave is so much worse. Yeah, I don't want to play Dome, like I said, and keep the Y. I think Yod is the play. Yeah, AEMR is a really good leave. There's places to bingo. Even the V on the left is not a terrible line to try to go for at some point. I've got the N and the O. I've got 7s next to bits here. I mean, that D is nice to try to hit 7s there, ending in ED. I will say that much. Like, there is an argument to be made for Yo. I just think I'm on the edge of being within striking distance for one bingo. So I do think I want those extra 7 points. And it is a constant heavy pull, so that helps justify shutting the D a little bit more. Yeah, those 7, I think 7 is just a little too much to give up for a D at this point. If the score were a little bit closer or a vowel heavy pool, then maybe. I just don't think I can justify it here. All right, yacht it is. This looks like a decent rack here. I got another D, which is good. Herdman. No, okay. Clover, so blocking some space. See, I don't think I can afford to play here for 40, right? Because I probably just don't score enough. Yeah, I mean, I think I have to bingo. The bot's probably actually wanting me to play something like this. If I do this for 43, down 23 still, 2 in the bag is pretty good timing. I mean, unless the bot just has absolute garbage, I don't see this working. Yeah, I think I can probably get more win percentage going for a bingo. Maybe even something like hit. I wonder if I do it here. Do I consider playing it here? That doesn't really help me though. I mean, I need to draw the S. Like, I don't even think I'm in that bad a position, honestly. There's enough space on the board. I have a good rack. Yeah, that V is not going to be that easy to hit, but it's certainly possible. I guess my concern is the bot can kind of play on the right and block a lot. And then I'm left with mostly just this V and this A. Neither of which are super easy to hit. I mean, do I just play Harim or Header? And I don't know. I think it's extremely, extremely unlikely I'm going to outscore it. I think I got a bingo here, almost certainly. There's not really anywhere to open more space. I mean, trying to open a better line here isn't going to work, because if the bot plays down the N column or the M column, it just simultaneously blocks both, so that doesn't help. Another very, very tough turn. I don't honestly know off the top of my head what to do. I kind of think just hit. I mean, Dream still feels like as good a leave as I'm going to get. Certainly could hit the A in Vanguard. Yeah, I just don't see myself winning. I mean, after Header, like, it's possible. It's possible. Or Harmed. Maybe Harmed, actually. I mean, I didn't actually consider that. I just looked at Harim. That's puts me within 20. I mean, maybe if the bot has, like, no vowels, maybe. 2 in the bag is actually pretty good timing, honestly, because then the bot's going to have to empty it. Yeah, I mean, I would need to hope the bot has, like, basically no vowels, probably. Or ends up with no vowels. It's possible? Like, the bot could play Clover, maybe, keeping, say, like, LN. I could definitely see that. So the question is, yes, do I do that? Or do I go for a bingo? I mean, let's think about this a little bit, and then I should make a play. So yeah, if I played het, right? If the bot just plays anything down the N column, so I gotta hit. It's gonna be very hard to hit through this V, honestly, like realistically speaking. So I kind of have to hit through the A, which is also really not that promising. And then I'm only gonna get the one chance, because if I miss it, the bot can just block it. Yeah, you know what? I think I am gonna actually go for the outrun with Harmed, and just hope it has garbage. I think this is the way to go. And look, I could still draw a bingo, honestly. That's the other thing about this, right? The pool isn't that bad. Or some of the pool isn't. I could hit something from this M. I could actually still bingo after this. And I do think there is slight outrunning potential. Yeah, I'm going to play Harmed. That's probably not what I needed. The S is good. But yeah, the G and the F in particular are very, very clunky. And the pool is too well balanced. Yeah, the bot's probably just going to go. May even go out in 2, and If it doesn't, then I have to imagine the bot's going to win this pretty easily. Okay, it plays net almost immediately. Wow, okay. Saving Awoke, which I'm going to have to block. I don't think it has a second outplay. Yeah, I mean, what am I down? 37? I can't imagine there's any way I can win this. Especially having to block Awoke. I mean, what do I even if I play like Fig, that gives back Walk for over 30. I don't really want to do that. Huh. Sig, maybe? Keeping Self? Maybe that? Do I just play Fig, let it have Walk, and go out with Cells and Bops? Is that better? Hard to say exactly. And if I play Sig, what's the bot going to do? Where am I going out, actually, after this? I guess like Leafs or something? Or Felids? The bot could probably block both. Yeah, I don't think this is any good. Because I think if the bot blocks there, then Elf doesn't take an S. It's only Elves. So yeah, I don't think this is a good play. All right. So, I mean, do I just play Fig, let it have Walk for 30, and then go out? Maybe. Do I play... Would it be crazy to play, like, Sell first, saving Figs, actually? That might be the play. How about this play, actually? Yeah, I mean, the bot literally cannot stop Figs and Bops, so I don't have to worry about that. Yeah, this looks like a better sequence than Fig and Cells, actually, because it doesn't give back Walk. Yeah, I think this is the play. I don't know if it's completely optimal. It feels pretty good, though. It's not going to win. But it's the best I see. Okay, so Weka, and now I'm just going to go out with Figs. And fall a bit short, 18 points. It was a good game, 438 to 420. Yeah, I mean, Harmed was, I feel like, the most pivotal turn of the game, and we'll get to it. But, I mean, I wasn't even... The interesting thing is, like, I wasn't even that far off of winning here, and I didn't get the draw I was hoping for. I was hoping for the bot to have more imbalance. Like, it had a decent rack, and I still wasn't that far off. I don't think Harmed was a bad idea, but let's look at the game from the beginning. All right, bot plays guard. G looks correct. Okay. Zit. Wow, so Peculiar and Pupillage are actually the only playable bingos. Interesting. All right, well, I'm happy I found both of those. And Aradio not going to fit for the bot, and it played, wow, Odia for 7. Interesting. Kind of unbestbot, like, very fishy. I mean, I get not wanting to play Aeroid here. Yeah, load for 15, keeping 3 vowels and 1 consonant is pretty uninspiring. I mean, this does hit a pretty decent amount. The pool's already leaning a little consonant heavy. You've got Peculiar. You're creating a new 7 line for yourself. It's not crazy. I mean, just to not give that much back. If I do open the board, you're probably going to bingo through a lot of floaters. Yeah, it's a little non-standard, but I think it makes sense the more you think about it. I missed Nisi for 28. Wow, I didn't even think about playing through this with an S play. That might be worth it. I mean, it's 28 points. Yeah, I guess that's worth it. I mean, IOO is dreadful, but it's 28. That's a lot of points, guys. I should have at least considered that. Yeah, I mean, it didn't at all occur to me that I might want to play through this with anything getting rid of my S. Like, it's not normal that you can play Nisi for 28, but just goes to show you got to be open to those kind of possibilities. Yeah, this is I would say a mistake. I mean, I don't think it's a massive mistake just because of the disparity in leave, but 28's a lot. I got to take that. About plays lied, okay. D-air, yeah, no, you don't want to do that. And open an S-hook you don't have if you don't need to. Lied looks good. Minx, bot hits D-air. Oh, also a Mirate, interesting, but D-air clearly better. Query, obviously best. Bitsier, only bingo. Wow. I would have had to take at least a minute or two to convince myself there was nothing playable here to the E, through the M, or anything like that, or other 7s. Wow, okay. Yeah, this was a tough turn. Nosh or Hoy. Like I said earlier, I ultimately decided for 12 more points, there's still 2 S's left, takes out that spot. NOSV is just really not that inspiring. In fact, it's actually negative on valuation, even with the S. That's how bad the V and the O can be together. Yeah, I think Nosh is fine. Like I said, I think the Y does kind of help here. Like IV, KV. There's a lot of words with VY next to each other. I think I'm okay with Nosh. Bot plays fop. Boo looks good. Again, I kind of like saving the Y with the V. Jowing. Yeah, and this was an interesting play. I think Vanguard is fine. I didn't spot Wavy. I mean, the problem is AE and O is actually not horrible, given the constant heaviness of the pool. But it doesn't feel like it goes that great with a lot of bingo lines. I mean, floating up top, I've got an N and an O. It doesn't go well with an E. It's not that easy to bingo to a T without an S. And maybe I can hit a 7 down column L, maybe. I think I'm not down that much. I don't need to be going for bingo. I'm basically tying the game like this and keeping decent scoring potential. I think that's correct. Yeah, insulate. And now I have to kind of change gears here, right? I was not expecting the bot to bingo. And now I kind of felt at this point I'd have to bingo back, which is why I wanted to get rid of my Y instead of trying to maximize score. I think Yod looks correct here. And then bot... Wow. I feel like I would have played Volk. So I just really wanted to take out 7s, I guess, down the L column. I mean, that has to be the explanation, right? I mean, keeping CERT is so tempting. Yeah, I guess this pool is pretty good from the bot's perspective, honestly. I mean, excellent balance. 8 vowels, 12 consonants. That's pretty perfectly balanced. Plenty of A's and E's. So you got N, R, S, T, and I. Yeah, this is actually a really nice pool for bingoing. But is it really worth it to take out that line with the N column still there? I mean, KT could definitely go south much more easily than CERT. And as we saw, I do feel like the bot could have left itself vulnerable to maybe even getting outrun in some cases if it had a nightmare draw. And I scored like 50 up there, which I almost did. I still think I would have played Volk, because also if I do bingo there, it's not like you'll be down a tiny bit and you still have a good lead. Yeah, I would have gone with Volk here. This is a very, very hyper defensive play by BestBot. Like if the explanation isn't blocking the L column, I have no idea what it is. But yeah, interesting play. Yeah, and this was the moment of truth here. Yeah, for some reason, I saw Hareem before I saw Harmed, but Harmed is clearly better than Hareem. It's really the question here, guys, is do I do this or do I go all out for a bingo, right? Those are the only possibilities. I wouldn't play Hodge here because that takes out the A, which is a very important line. I think it's got to be Het or something, maybe Met if I go for a bingo. Again, though, my concern was now that Clover's on the board, I can't really bingo down the L column. If the bot plays down column N, then I gotta hit the V or the A immediately. If not, they get blocked. The board is exhausted. There's nowhere to open up more space at that point, if you think about it. The V is not easy to hit. I mean, my odds of drawing something like Maravetti are extremely slim. The A is really not that easy to hit either late in the word with another A on my rack. I guess I could play Hat to keep the 2 E's. That doesn't seem great, though. And like I said, I mean, I could still bingo after this, right? I open this M, which is nice. You know, there's an S. I could still draw something from the V or the A. I think Harmed is the right play. You know, like I said, if the bot had a bad draw after Clover, it did indeed keep 2 consonants, I think I could have won. And yeah, well, so it comes up with Net here. What exactly is the logic of that? Wow, that's such a weird looking play. I mean, Ketone just looks natural. I guess is the logic with Ketone, if the bot draws 2 consonants, it could actually lose, maybe, right? Yeah, I mean, if I can hit like Aws, AWES or something, and then have an out, then the bot could actually lose, I guess. Okay, interesting. But how about Token? What's wrong with Token? I mean, this looks great, right? I don't see how you lose after this without me bingoing. Does Net block something, or does Token give something back that Net does not? I don't know. I'm gonna have to look this up. I don't see it. Ah, indeed. So this gives back Elegiacs if the bot draws FW, and that'll be an out bingo and win. Okay, and Net does not give back Elegiacs, of course, because it doesn't float the E. Interesting. And I guess it was able to permute all the endgames, and it knew that it would hold on after Net. And there's nothing from a T. It is worth mentioning Wavicles can play through the V here if FG is drawn by the bot, and that'll be an instant loss. But I guess the bot can't block that because... Why? Oh, because I'm threatening Elegiacs then from the E and Harmed right now. I see, okay. So whatever the bot does, it's going to lose some amount of the time, it seems. I just wouldn't have been entirely confident that after Net, if you draw like GW or something that I can't win in the end game. I guess you're just scoring enough with the K, but going up 37, your opponent's going to be going out in 2 with decent rack. Like, it doesn't feel that safe to me. I don't know. Very gutsy play by BestBot here. Yeah, I would have probably been tempted to just play token and be like, all right, if you have a GX or Wavicles, you win. If not, I win. They reach 1 in 36s. It's 2 out of 36. Like, I wouldn't have realistically, I don't think, unless I had a huge amount of time, been able to permute all 36 endgames after net. I mean, some of them are obvious wins, but you have to permute a lot of endgames after this to really be confident that you're going to win. That's tough to do confidently, for just an extra 1 in 36. Like, I think I would feel like if I did this, I very well could lose more than the extra 1 in 36 with non-bingo endgames. Yeah, this is a play I think that's very hard for a human to make, but BestBot makes it. And yeah, I mean, let's see here. There's nothing here that wins. Yeah, I think I actually made the best endgame play, taking out Awoke and saving an unblockable out for myself. Yeah, no, honestly, guys, I'm pretty happy with how I played that one. I should have probably played Nisi earlier when I traded 4. That was a bit of a mistake. Otherwise, I don't really regret any of my decisions here. Harmed was tough, but I think it was reasonable at that point in the game. And yeah, otherwise it was. I'm just glad it was better than the game last Wednesday where I got blown out. It was a good game. I was kind of just barely behind for most of it. Never that far behind though. It always felt like it was within reach. Just couldn't quite reach it. So all right, tough loss. That's 3 losses in a row, which is kind of a shame, but it happens. At least it was an interesting game. I hope you guys enjoyed it and learned something as always. Really appreciate your support of my channel. Thank you so much. I will see you all soon for the next video. Game number 70 coming your way this Wednesday. Thanks again, guys. Have a good one. Bye-bye.